The night I realized my neighbor wasn't just weird, but dangerous, my blood went ice cold. Before we dive into the darkness, if you're a fan of true bone-chilling stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community of horror seekers. You don't want to miss what's coming next. All right, let me tell you about the creepy neighbor. And trust me, this isn't some urban legend. This is something that happened to me. Real life, regular street, normal people. That's what makes it so messed up. I used to live in this quiet apartment building. Real quiet. The kind of place where nothing ever happens. Same cars parked in the same spots. Same old people walking their dogs at the same time every day. The kind of place where, if you hear a loud noise at night, your first thought is, okay, someone dropped something. Not, I'm about to die. I was in my mid-20s at the time. Working nights, coming home late. Mind on autopilot. You know how it is. Headphones in, keys ready, just trying to get inside and crash. That's when I first noticed him. He lived directly across the hall from me. I don't even remember learning his name. Nobody ever said it. Everyone just called him the guy across from you. And yeah, that should have been my first red flag. At first, it was small stuff. The kind of stuff you brush off. Like, every time I left my apartment, his door would already be cracked open. Just an inch. Sometimes two. Never wide open. Never fully closed. And I'm not saying I'd hear it open when I stepped out. No, it was already like that. Like he knew. I'd step into the hallway and there it was. Dark gap in the door. No lights inside, just black. And I'd get this weird feeling, like someone was standing right behind it holding their breath. But I told myself I was tripping. Old building. Maybe bad hinges. Maybe he just didn't care. Then came the eye contact. Every time I saw him, he stared too long. Not aggressive, not angry, just empty. Like he was looking through me, not at me. No blinking, no expression, and he never spoke first. I'd say, "Hey man," out of pure politeness. He'd wait a second, always a second too long. Then say, "Hey." Same tone, same flat voice. Every time. I remember thinking, this dude talks like he's reading lines off a script. Still, nothing concrete. Just vibes. And vibes don't mean anything, right? Until the smells started. Random nights, usually late, my apartment would fill with this smell. Metal and rot. Like old blood mixed with garbage that sat in the sun too long. I checked my fridge. Took the trash out. Cleaned everything. The smell stayed. It was strongest near my front door. I put my nose close to the crack under the door. And I swear to God, it was coming from the hallway. From his side. I complained to the landlord. They said nobody else smelled anything. Said maybe a raccoon died in the walls. Case closed. Except it didn't stop. Then one night, I came home around 2:30 a.m. The hallway lights were off, which was weird because they were motion activated. I stepped out of the elevator and it was just darkness and silence. No hum, no buzz, nothing. I took 2 steps forward and froze. His door was wide open, not cracked, not slightly open. Wide, open, and inside, pitch black. No TV, no lamp, no sound, just darkness swallowing the doorway. I stood there, keys in my hand, heart pounding, telling myself not to look. But I did, and I saw movement. Not fast, slow, like someone leaning forward. Then I heard breathing. Real breathing. Heavy, controlled, like someone trying not to be heard. Then he spoke. "Long night?" I damn near jumped out of my skin. He stepped into the light just enough for me to see his face, and something was off. His eyes looked wrong. Too shiny, like they were wet, like he'd been crying or excited. I don't know how else to say it. I forced a laugh, said, "Yeah, man, you know how it is." He nodded slowly, then smiled. That smile didn't reach his eyes, not even close. "Sleep tight," he said. I rushed into my apartment and locked the door behind me. Deadbolt, chain, everything. That night, I didn't sleep. Around 4 a.m., I heard something at my door. Not knocking, scratching, slow, careful, like fingernails dragging across the wood. I held my breath, listened. Then I heard whispering. I couldn't make out the words at first, just this low, soft murmur, like someone talking to themselves. I pressed my ear to the door. My heart was beating so loud I thought he'd hear it. And then I understood what he was saying. "I know you're awake." I backed away from the door so fast I almost fell. The scratching stopped. Silence. I stood there for hours until the sun came up. The next morning, I checked my door. Deep scratch marks, fresh, right around the handle, like someone had tried to dig their way in. I called the police. They came, looked around, knocked on his door. No answer. Landlord said he was out of town. Out of town? Yeah. Sure. That night, I stayed at a friend's place. The night after that, I came back with my buddy just to grab some clothes. I didn't want to be alone. As we walked down the hallway, my friend stopped. "Yo," he whispered. "Why is your neighbor's door like that?" I looked. His door was covered in fresh locks, chains, bolts, way more than necessary, like someone was afraid of something getting out. And taped right in the center of the door was a piece of paper, handwritten. It said, "Don't trust the quiet ones." I moved out 2 days later. Didn't even pack properly. Just grabbed what I could and left. A month later, I heard what happened. Police finally forced their way into his apartment after neighbors complained about the smell. They found things I won't describe in detail. But I'll tell you this. Whatever that man was doing in there, it wasn't new, and it wasn't accidental. And the part that still messes me up, in his apartment, they found a notebook filled with names. Mine was on the last page. If this story gave you chills, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a comment letting me know what you think. Because I've got plenty more stories like this. And trust me, some of them are way worse. Sleep tight.